Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa. Today I'm going to do a different kind of video. It's another sit down video where I'm going to share with you guys my tips on how to get on the Dean's List and improve your grades. So last year was the first time that I've ever gotten on the Dean's List, which is, pretty good. I feel really good about myself. And it was also last semester the first time I ever got straight A's, and that's like, it blows my mind that I was able to achieve such a thing. I want to put a disclaimer that at that time I was a junior in college, so I don't think it really matters at what point in your college career that you can achieve something like this, but I do believe that it is attainable. So basically, the tips I'm going to give you are just things that I personally did. I looked at my behavior and the things that I did past semesters, and I compared it to last year and what worked and what didn't to help me get to where I am now. I don't think it's necessarily major specific. I just think these are overall general tips that anyone can do or maybe tweak to their own. Without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into it. I have my list so that I don't miss any main points, and I apologize if at some point my voice is a little I am getting sick, but you gotta work through it, JK. So my first tip is to set your mindset. Basically, go into, I know school has already started, but you can still do this now. Go into every class thinking positively, even if it's a class that you already know that you don't like, or you have a feeling that it's not going to be very easy, or it might be a challenge. Go into the class having a positive mindset, because if you start thinking, ugh, I hate this class already, ugh, it's so hard, your negative mindset is going to make you not want to put in the effort, and then it's going to reflect on how well you do in the class overall. Even if it's going to be hard, think to yourself, okay, I know it's going to be hard, but I'm still going to work hard, and I'm just going to do as well as I can. Don't think about how December is weeks away. Just focus on the now and just get through one day at a time. And the second part of setting your mindset is to find something to keep you going. So just, if your main goal is to do well in your classes, keep that in mind. If you want to do well in class, you're not going to want to allow yourself to slack off in this one class. In fact, think of it as a challenge, really challenge yourself. This is a challenging class, and I want to try to do well, because that's going to give me a huge sense of accomplishment, something like that. Think of the end result and imagine how you would feel getting that end result, and how happy you may be. Most importantly, do it for yourself. Yes, we want to get good grades to impress our parents and our professors and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you should do it for yourself, because you're in school for you, and the more you do things for other people, the less fulfilled and happy you feel, and it's just great to do it for yourself. My second tip is to use your planner in your syllabi. So this is something you typically should do your first week, but if you haven't at this time of point, it's okay. You should do it now. Go through your syllabi and highlight all the due dates for assignments and tests. Also highlight your absence amount limit and any other important information, and then go into your planner. And if you don't have a planner, get one. If you write down all of your assignments and due dates and everything, you'll be very organized, and you'll know what's coming up before the professor even announces it, so you're already on the right track. But you have to stick with actually looking at your planner and your calendar consistently. The second thing is spread out assignments. If you have a few things kind of due at the same time, or if you have a paper, break it up into little parts and assign times and days when you're going to do them, because that way you won't procrastinate and stay up all night the days before trying to get it done. That's very beneficial for this semester too, because the holidays are coming up and many students, you know, they might work in retail like me, and when that happens, you know, your job becomes more demanding because of the holidays. And so, you know, if you have your assignments all spread out and you do little by little, you'll have less to stress about because you're already on a good track to getting your paper halfway done while you can still make your money and your job. Next would be do extra work. I mean, you don't, and I don't mean like, well, yes, extra credit. If your professor offers you extra credit, take it, because, you know, every little point counts. But like when you're studying, use flashcards, you know, really go all out on your notes. One thing I found beneficial for me was after a lecture, in like the real life, or like I'm on social media a lot, obviously, if I would come across like an article or something that relates to what we just talked about in school, I would share it with my professor, who then would, you know, have me share it in class. And with that, it shows the professors that you actually are listening to what they're teaching you, and you're engaging with it, and most importantly, you're applying that into the real world, and they love that, and they'll make note of that. Plan ahead during midterms and finals. So like the few days before like midterms and finals, I would go through all my syllabi and look at the due dates for like final papers, final exams, final tests, etc. And then I would make a master list of all the due dates in chronological order, and that way I would know what to expect and when. And then I would, you know, like I mentioned earlier, divide all the assignments to make them easier to finish. The third tip is to practice time management. If you don't know how, you just basically, you know, develop a routine outside of your classes. Like obviously you have your class at your set times, but develop, you know, a routine after class. When are you gonna go to the library here? When are you gonna study this? You have work after class, okay, what can you do in between, you know, etc., etc. If you need help with time management, ask someone, a professor, a friend, you know, maybe if you study with friends during a certain time, that could help. Or if you set timers to remind yourself, you know, to do that, or to time how long it takes you to do a certain thing. But time management also goes hand in hand with having a planner, so you're organizing, you know when things are. And yeah, my fourth tip is kind of a three-parter. Go to class, participate, and keep up with the work. Kind of straightforward, but it really is like the bulk of your grade. Especially going to class, professors don't really play around with the whole attendance thing. That's why I mentioned earlier to highlight your attendance limit. So keep track of all your absences. On my syllabi, when I go through, I cross off every lecture after it's happened, and then I'll write next to the date if I am absent, so that way, you know, I'm not sitting in bed one morning thinking, how many absences? How many classes have I missed so far? You know, where it's just right there on the paper, and that way you can actually physically see if you've missed that much before you go to your professor and ask your grade, and then you're like, oh my god, when they tell you it's a little eh. And most importantly, you should save your skip days. I know it's so tempting to just be like, I don't feel like going today and whatever, but trust me, there's going to be a time where you're going to need it, and you're going to wish you had that skip day. On to participation. I'm someone who doesn't really participate a lot. I'm kind of the quiet person in the class. I've just always been that way, but if you get nervous talking around the class, ask questions. That counts as participation. Or at least make a promise to yourself to ask one question per class, so that way it's like one and done, because the professors will notice if you are speaking up at least once. Take notes. A lot of professors, if they see you participating either with the group activities, or they see you listening and taking notes, they still count that as participation because you're being actively involved. So do that. But do the assignments. When you do the assignments, you can participate more, and trust me, it feels so great because you know what's going on and you're aware of what's going on. A lot of times I didn't participate because I didn't do the assignments as thoroughly as I should have, so I was always afraid to speak up and not know the answer. But honestly, when you do the assignments, you know the answer. It's so easy to be like, hey, bada bing, bada boom, you know. And the more you speak up in class, the less scary it gets. Tip number 5 is to use your resources. So my favorite thing to do, one of my favorite things to do on campus is after class, I try to immediately go to the silent floor on my library. Definitely look around and see if your library has a silent floor or a silent room or anything, or maybe not your library. I know some residence halls, they have those as well, so look into that. Speak to an advisor or a career counselor if you really are having trouble trying to figure out, what major you want to do, what classes you should take, because they can really help you, figure that out. And consider counseling for mental health. I'm pretty sure all campuses, or at least all campuses, should have free counseling. You really should, take care of yourself if you're feeling stressed and everything. And tutoring, if you need help, definitely see a TA and get that help. There's no shame in that. Lastly, your professors. That's what your professors are there for. Use their office hours. If you don't understand something, if you need help in an assignment, go speak to them. That's what they're there teaching you. Don't suffer, go talk to them. It's easier to talk to them one-on-one because, a lot of professors, they end up just having a real conversation with you, like a personal conversation where they check up on, the semester, your life, whatever, and that's your time to really open up to them so they can get to know you a little bit. And my last tip, number 6, is practice and maintain self-care. If your body and your mind is going whack, how are you gonna perform the best? It's if you don't take your car to get checked up regularly, how do you expect for it to really get you to where you need to go? You're just gonna crash and break down one day, and it's gonna be terrible. Definitely try to eat well and exercise. If you have to take a mental health day, do it, because don't push yourself. I know earlier I said don't skip classes and save your skip days, but if you just can't go to class, take care of yourself, because you're doing more harm than good. Just relax and restart. And lastly, be involved / social. When you're just in a club and you're with other people, it's so fun. You're a part of something, and being surrounded by friends, it just takes your mind off of a lot of things. And friends are so supportive. We're all here to lift each other up, so definitely do that. And yeah, you don't want to sit and wallow in stress and all that. Go out, do something. Even if I know it's all about school, but schedule in some time to do something fun that's non-school related that you like. Even if you don't want to be part of a club, do something. Get a hobby that allows you to let everything out and just relax. Find an outlet. So yeah, that is all of my tips. Like I said, you can, to each their own. You can tweak it if you want, but that's really all that I did differently to help me raise my grades. Especially talking to my professors, because once they know that you're working really hard and you really want to succeed, they will help you out as well. Thank you for watching this video. I'm posting more college and lifestyle related videos, so if you want to see that, please subscribe and like this video, and comment if you have any other video ideas, because that's cool. It gives me more things to work with. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every one of you, and hopefully you have a good day and a good semester. Let's get those good grades. Bye.